time I come out of that door, it's really bittersweet for me. As you can see, I've sold my home, but now I've become the client. And who is it that helps me? I've always wondered, when I was a kid, cutting my hair, although I don't have much now, sitting and saying, who cuts the barber's hair? Well, now this is what this episode is all about. Who's gonna help the mortgage broker? I have great relationships with real estate agents, and now I need that help. Luckily, I have a great agent who helped me, and his name is Robby Singh. He's here today to help us understand what I was going through, anxieties, stresses, how he was able to calm that down for me and put all this great sale and purchase together. Let's go to the back and meet Robby. Robby?
Rocco, good to see you, brother. Thanks for having me.
This episode is really around, I was thinking, what is it going to be titled? And I'd mentioned it in the outset that, who cut the barber's hair? And I know you and I are kind of follically challenged.
Oh, yes, yes.
Even though I had some great hair back in the day. I remember as a kid, I used to sit in the barber chair and I used to think, who cuts this guy's hair? And now I'm in that same situation as a mortgage broker, trying to trust somebody and going through the process. And I know that I put probably a lot of stress on you. And I thank you for being my agent. You were absolutely fantastic. But I really wanted to convey what it is that I went through to the viewer. Right from when we started working together, did you get a sense that this might be a little bit difficult?
To be honest, Rock, it did cross my mind. So I know you do know a lot of people, and I felt very, very grateful. I felt very appreciative that you decided to work with me. I'm sure you had your reasons, and and I had a great game plan going into this, whatever. But yeah, absolutely. There's always pressure. Did I roll up my sleeves and go that extra mile? I like to think I always do that, but there's always a little bit left in the tank that I put forth. So it's kind of like the gas tank when you're on E. There's a little bit of reserve left.
Right.
I just pushed it in there.
We're in Brampton, and it's not the easiest market to deal with. We both admitted that we do a lot of things in our house. There's pride of ownership, but it's not always appreciated for those who are potentially buying in this area. I think I was sometimes unfair to you. When I was doing that, I know you were pretty calm in calming me down, but when you hung up the phone, what was going through your mind?
So, just to touch on before I hit that, you can attest to this as a professional. When you're hired to do a job, you put your professional hat on, right? And you do your best. We are human to leave the emotions out of it, and you got a job to do. And I think part of what we do is I wouldn't say we're a punching bag, but we absorb the emotions, and that's part of our job, to absorb that, continue focused, and keep moving forward. So I wouldn't say I was shocked, but there was a lot of emotion on your part.
Of course.
And you had to switch hats from still a professional, but not in this instance.
Yep.
As a homeowner. And it is very emotional for many reasons.
It's not as easy as, here's a mortgage broker, here's a real estate agent, they're in the industry, this should be simple. It's not. I even remember crunching numbers on the first house that we saw that we were going to purchase. And I'm thinking, I've got everything under control. And then when we lost out on that deal, it was totally my fault because I screwed up my own numbers.
Yeah.
And it was just me overthinking. It was just me, trying to be something that I thought I was at the time, and then I wasn't, only because I was putting that extra pressure on myself.
Truth be told, you are the mortgage guy, so usually I do get involved with my clients. I absolutely feel that it is a bad cop-out, a bad way to do business as a realtor, not to be involved on that side of your clients, because you can best advise them, help them, know there's some room or not. You being the mortgage broker, I left that to you, right? Sure. And I didn't even touch on that. I did obviously reassure and ask, are you sure? Are you sure? And you kept telling me you're going to crunch some numbers, so I left that to you. And so it was very gut-wrenching to hear that Rob, I had some more room in the tank.
Listen, if you missed out on that first home, doesn't mean you're not going to get one that's even better. So don't be discouraged, right? And I know that you were really encouraging me to keep pushing forward, and we were trying to sell the house, port and bridge and all the things that the past Nest Diaries have talked about. Now I'm in this situation. But outside of me, do you find you go through the exact same thing with other clients as well?
Absolutely. I feel like not all clients, but in a lot of instances, clients feel like this purchase they're about to make, they're going to be there for a long, long time. And the truth of the matter is, I mean, stats show that someone's in a house 3 to 5, maybe 7 years. I mean, that varies type of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think when they're in that mindset of purchasing, I don't think they're looking at that for the most part. Some people do, but you know, they believe they're going to be there long term. You got to remember, it's a short term purchase because you're growing. It depends on where you are in the cycle, the real estate cycle.
Of course.
But you know, there's always another move. I always tell clients, I say, look, you know, are you going to make a move at 65 or around there and up? Chances are no. So keep your mindset open. You just never know. You know, even with our house, I tell my wife when we moved in, I said, just be ready. She's like, ready for what? I said, you just never know. When there's another opportunity, then you make a move.
And it's funny that you just mentioned your wife. I was lucky enough to have Farah from A Lady's Touch stage our home. I find that staging is so important these days, and it does resonate with people. And the one thing I remember her mentioning is, make it feel as if it's not your home, but the home that they're going to move into.
Absolutely. Right? My motto is putting the best product out there.
Right.
I mean, real estate is one of those assets. It's probably a number one. It's the number one money making, the biggest asset someone could own. So you want to put out your best product to try and get the most amount of money.
Of course.
No matter what. So obviously, staging has become a huge thing, and you want to do that. A lot of people don't have that vision. You know.
Robby, I know you do these videos as well, and you're getting into showing the real life, of Robby Singh.
My name is Robby Singh, and I've been a real estate broker in the Greater Toronto Area for 17 years.
Are you finding your stuff is resonating as well? Is the message similar to the Nest Diaries in the sense where you want to show your clients, some of the realities of home buying and home selling?
You know, whenever I do my episodes, I try to pick a nice piece of real estate in a prime area, but it's absolutely, you want to be genuine, and you want to show how your day is. You know, it's a tough thing. People, they see a product, they see a sale, and then it's over. But what happened in between there, Talking to the client first, coming in, getting the property staged, getting it cleaned, getting it ready, dealing with showings, getting feedback. It's a lot of work, involved.
I think we really touched on, who cuts the barber's hair. I think we've kind of portrayed to our viewers that this is truly a relationship, and there's no expertise that I could ever bring to the table that's going to make the process any different for me just because I'm in the industry. Mm-hmm. But there needs to be that trusted relationship, right?
Absolutely.
And I know I put you through the ringer, and I apologize
That's okay.
for that. Thank God I had my wife.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I'm hiring you, right? And you took that as such a professional, and I thank you for that. What is one takeaway that you want the viewers to get from you as a real estate agent who are going through this situation?
I think one takeaway would be is once I've communicated the certain steps and where we're headed, is to give me that trust. Let me move forward and do the best job for you. That professional you hire, no matter what it is, an accountant, a lawyer, etc. That's why you have a good team around you, and you have to have that trust there in order to grow as a person, as a business, and anything. You want to have a good team.
I'm going to toast again to you. Thank you so much for the journey.
Thank you very much.
Everything you did.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for participating today. Cheers.
Cheers.
So the wine is done, and so is this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I ask you, who cuts your hair? I know I put myself on the line today, and I wasn't the easiest guy to deal with, but I had some really great people like Robby to trust. So I hope you enjoyed this episode.
This is my guy Rocco from the Lending Nest.
And these are the Nest Diaries.